Welcome to our channel. Here's exactly how much screen time Amber Heard had in Aquaman 2. Amber Heard's prominence in Aquaman 2 was subject to much contention during the movie's production, but her actual screen time is still surprising. Amber Heard's role in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was subject to controversy throughout, with her inevitable screen time in the movie remaining a particular point of contention. The highly publicized defamation trial between Heard and her ex-husband Johnny Depp caused a lot of negativity regarding Heard's role in the Aquaman sequel, which Heard claimed had prompted Warner Bros. To scale back her prominence in the DCEU movie. Amber Heard's performance in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was indeed much smaller than many expected, despite playing an essential role. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was the final movie in the DCEU timeline. Of the many characters in the Aquaman sequel, Amber Heard reprised her role as Aquaman's love interest Mera. Mera assisted the hero, also known as Arthur Curry, throughout the first Aquaman movie, but was introduced a year prior in Justice League. Playing such an important character, Amber Heard's appearance in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom seemed assured. Amber Heard had 5 minutes of screen time in Aquaman 2. Amber Heard's Mera may have appeared in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom scenes totaling 20 minutes, but these only provided her with less than 5 minutes of actual screen time. Heard appears in the opening montage scene depicting Mera giving birth to her and Aquaman's baby and the family's newfound home life, totaling 50 seconds. Mera then appears briefly in the Atlantean throne room, before being injured by Black Manta, another 60 seconds. Mera is subsequently seen for approximately 15 seconds, being placed into medical care. Mera later reappears in a handful of scenes with minimal dialogue, including discovering her baby has been kidnapped, proffering another 40 seconds of screen time. Mera subsequently features during the final battle with Black Manta, and in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's ending, bestowing the character with another 80 seconds of screen time. In total, Amber Heard's Mera appears on screen for 4 minutes and 22 seconds. The role is certainly substantially reduced compared to the first movie, in which Heard's Mera was an integral character and appeared throughout. While Mera was still important in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, she had a substantially smaller role than was expected. The explanation behind this, however, has been shrouded in conflicting reports. Why Amber Heard's role was reduced in Aquaman 2. During the infamous defamation case between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, Heard claimed that the negative publicity had led to her role in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom being drastically reduced. Amber Heard even suggested that Warner Bros. Wanted to cut her from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom entirely. Dolph Lundgren seemingly confirmed Heard's role was altered, claiming that Heard's role was reduced through reshoots via UPI. Heard certainly faced a lot of backlash during this period, with fans petitioning to have her removed from the project. However, director James Wan has contradicted these claims. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, James Wan explained that Mera's role was always intended to be smaller in the Aquaman sequel. Wan explained that the Aquaman sequel was never planned as a romance story, and that he had pitched an adventure focusing on Aquaman and his relationship with his half-brother Orm. Warner Bros. Also claimed that Heard's position as Mera was under question following Aquaman's release, noting a distinct lack of chemistry between Heard and the movie's star, Jason Momoa. These conflicting reports make it hard to discern the true cause of Heard's scaled-back role in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. While Warner Bros. And Wan have proffered very legitimate reasons for reducing Mera's role in the sequel, why Amber Heard's role couldn't be cut from Aquaman 2. Amber Heard's Mera was vital to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, providing much of the emotional motivation for the eponymous hero. The movie needed Mera's injury and her baby's kidnapping to provide Aquaman with emotionally resonant stakes. By depicting Mera and Arthur's family life in the opening, the peril was heightened, and Aquaman was spurred into his mission with a deeper motivation. Having Mera save Aquaman's life later in the movie gave the character even further significance in the narrative. Indeed, Mera's character is a vital aspect of Aquaman's character, which is particularly evident in the comic books. Amber issues statement after reduced role in Aquaman 2. Amber Heard has recently shared behind-the-scenes photos on Instagram from the production of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, expressing gratitude to fans for their support in welcoming her back as Mera in the comic book franchise. The post gained traction given Heard's earlier claim during her 2022 defamation trial with Johnny Depp, where she stated Warner Bros. Initially hesitated to include her in the Aquaman sequel amid fallout from her divorce. She mentioned her role was scaled down, with action scenes being affected as a consequence. After all this time, Aquaman 2 made its splash. "Sorry, it's too easy," wrote Heard on Instagram. "Thank you to all my fans for the overwhelming support and love as Mera returns in Aquaman. Thank you so much." Heard, along with other stars like Nicole Kidman and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, did not extensively promote Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Only the leading men, Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson, actively engaged in publicity for the film. The movie, launched on December 20, has struggled at the North American box office, accumulating just $81 million and counting. While Heard's character Mera played a significant role in 2018's Aquaman, which surpassed $1 billion worldwide, her role in the sequel is smaller and supportive. As per director James Wan, the sequel was intentionally designed to shift its focus away from Mera and Aquaman, unlike the first movie. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly before the sequel's theatrical release, Wan emphasized that Aquaman 2 consistently prioritized exploring Aquaman's relationship with his villainous half-brother, Orm, Patrick Wilson, rather than his connection with Mera. "I consistently pitched this idea from the beginning," Wan expressed. The initial Aquaman portrayed Arthur and Mera's journey. The second film was always intended to revolve around Arthur and Orm. Therefore, the first was a romance action-adventure, and the second stands as a bromance action-adventure. Let's leave it at that. How big of a role does Amber Heard's Mera have in Aquaman 2? As the lead character's wife, Mera could fit in most of the story, but as it is, she is sprinkled in when necessary. Technically, Mera appears in the entire film, but sparingly. Some of Mera's limited appearances are flashbacks to the first film, as Arthur's narration sets up the events leading to the plot. She can also be seen giving birth to and caring for her son, but Mera's most significant appearances are her confrontation with Black Manta, Yahya Abdul-Mateen, and the climactic fight sequence where she participates in the rescue of Arthur Jr. In the first, she is injured by the enemy, causing Arthur to take action against Manta at the risk of disobeying the council. In the second, she saves her son, but due to the size of the rescue party, she receives little attention in the battle. Her appearances are mostly at the beginning and end of the film, but even when she's on screen, she speaks little. Basically, Mera is relegated to a background role rather than a lead, as she is in the original Aquaman. Though understandable given the situation, it does a disservice to the character, who could have been an interesting part. Minimizing Heard's involvement forces Mera to be uninvolved in a major